Okay guys, before we start the video, just quickly, First Man is so much more than just a YouTube channel. We've got digital products, we've got physical products. The digital products include courses, books, ebooks, etc. And the physical products is everything from supplements to clothing to grooming products to the paperback physical copy of our book. So the two links will be below. Go and check them out, guys. And now back to the video you came here to watch. Today we're going to talk about the male meta. Okay, so the male. Let's explain meta. So anybody who's familiar with gaming will know a new game comes out and people say after a little bit of playing and testing, what's the meta? What's the one thing that works the best? That's basically what it means. Okay, what is the most effective strategy for getting W's, for progression, whatever it might be? What's the meta? In gun games, it might be a certain gun. In sports games, it might be a certain tactic or a certain play and stuff like that. And it's just like a one thing that keeps working all the time. They call it the meta. So it got me thinking. I've always spoken about how I don't think the alpha male concept, which Mark actually asked me, and I was so tired I should have gone into this point about alpha males, but I forgot. I wrote the book The Male Advantage and talked about the outlier male because I don't believe the alpha male is it now. And my logic behind that is alpha male. What does that mean? Big, strong guy. That could plausibly be an alpha male. Okay, that's what the term basically means. So, yeah, 300-400 years ago, a big, strong guy going to war, yeah, he was the alpha male. Okay, but now, big, strong guy who's an idiot who can't pay his bills. Does that sound too good? So that's why I was like, alpha male's a little bit misleading. Just being some jack guy on steroids doesn't make you an alpha male. Being able to pay your bills and, understand the modern way of women and being able to navigate the modern financial worlds and all the things that come with it. Being able to dress a certain way and, act a certain way, not be aggressive all the time. That shit works. Okay, so that's why I created the outlier male concept. A guy who is, and this is where the straight 7 came from, somebody who is strong all across the board. A straight 7. You don't have to be a 10 in everything, just a straight 7 across the board. Now, if you're a straight 10, great, but straight 7 made you massively effective because if 5 is average in each category individually, well, then 6 made you above average and 7 made you well above average. And if you're well above average, you're going to do well. And if you're well above average across the board, you're going to do extremely fucking well. You're going to really stand out because what you are is an outlier. Hence the term outlier male. Okay, if you were to plot that on a graph, somebody who's that strong across the board, they're an outlier. So that's where it came from. I can see the world changing again. Okay, because it's probably 5 years ago I came up with that concept, and I can see the world, and it was probably the back end of that. I can see the world changing again. Okay, and that's how I've come up with the idea of the male meta. Because it's constantly changing like gaming. It's like, what is the meta now? What are people looking out for now? And I'll tell you what's interesting is there's different areas of the world, okay, which have their own metas. That's quite interesting. So in one region of the world, it might be all about, who makes the most money. In another region of the world, it might all be about fame and status. Somewhere like LA, that's where that's all about. In another region of the world, it might be about the big, strong guy from a good family. It could be anything. Okay, it could be anything. But it's funny, it's interesting how it changes all around the world. But I think the most consistent across the majority of the world in modern times is this. And number one, we have to look at the way of the world now, okay? We've not got... I'm sat at home right now. I don't have somebody bursting in trying to kill me. Okay? Neither do women. Is the world still slightly dangerous? Yeah, to a certain extent. But it's dangerous to the point where your woman would rather you go, oh, I want to avoid that. Let's go the other way. Let's cross the road. Back in the day, it was, I'm a tough guy. I'm going to walk straight through. And that was attractive because you needed those qualities. Protect the home. Provide, the women just simply couldn't survive. She would walk down the street and guys would hit on her. You know, she was a massive target for rape. Now we've got police everywhere. We've got CCTV cameras everywhere. There's the population is so big that there's always someone around. Do you know what I mean? It's not like Jack the Ripper days, okay, where you need a big strong man to look after you. So now it's, you know, that's not quite the meta like it used to be. So women aren't looking for that big 6'8" guy who can protect them. Do they like height? Do they like size? Yeah, it's a nice trait to have. But I don't think it's the ultimate meta. I don't think they're looking at it as, I just have to have a big strong guy. Okay? They'd much rather have a guy who is in shape, who maybe, you know, can fight to a certain extent, who does, let's say, martial arts or something, or boxes or kickboxes or whatever, but then is very down to earth and placid and doesn't actually want to fight. You know, having the ability to do it if need be. But in this era, we all know you don't really need to do it. So then it's like, that's sexy to women. You know, it's there if he needs it, but he's very down to earth. He's not going to hit me. He's not going to shout and scream at me. He's not the overly aggressive type. Back in the day, that was the trade-off that women required. Okay? Yeah, he shouts and screams a little bit. Yeah, he hits me now and again, but he looks after me. He protects the family. That was fine back then. Now women are like, I need a guy who is placid, who's down to earth, who can take care of me, who I can have fun with. I need a best friend that I can also fuck. That's kind of the way that it's leaning now. And the reason is, you know, massively as well, tying to what we just spoke about. The reason is because women are in the workplace the same as men, making pretty much the same money. Okay, so if a woman's making 40,000 per year, well, I mean, fuck me, that's enough money to rent your own flat, get your own car, take a bunch of holidays, go for days out with the girls, go shopping. What, like, she's got enough money for enjoyment. Gone are the days of the alpha male where she comes home, where he comes home and she's had to cook the meal. That's her whole purpose, is you're at home, do the washing, cook the meal, take care of the kids, you know, do everything around the house. So now that she's got access to her own disposable money, she's got a much better life, she's looking for enjoyment, okay? Now, her level of enjoyment is here. She can afford that. So she's either looking for two things. She's looking for a guy who can come and say, hey, I'm making roughly the same money. I want to enjoy life with you. I'm a good guy. I'm not going to fucking hit you. I'm a gentleman, if, you know, that could be used as a term in that, like, broken English. Let's go and enjoy ourselves. Let's go out for some meals. Let's take some holidays. Let's have fun. Let's go to the cinema, to the theater. Let's enjoy each other's company. You know, it's more like that now. That's one option. But do you know what's massively exciting to women, because it's still massively rare, is what they can't possess. This has become a ginormous male meta in this era, is that accessibility to top level cash. Okay, because women have got two options there. Start an OnlyFans or start a business. That's probably the only two ways that they're going to make that incredible money. Now, I'd say something like 95% of women don't actually want to start an OnlyFans. They've thought about it, they've considered it for the money, but probably not going to do it, okay? Because morally, they don't see it as the right thing to do. Starting a business is very tough. The average person, it takes them 12 years to succeed. But, I mean, that's very fucking difficult. And on average, it takes something like 3.2 businesses before you actually see some level of success, before it starts to go well. I'm not sure women have got that level of time. I think that would be quite difficult. You know, she might end up being 35 years old. Well, do you want to spend the best years of your life with all your beauty and, you know, your figure being exactly how you want it to be? Do you really want to spend those years inside working on a business, grinding away, you know, not spending money on hair, makeup, whatever? Probably not. For a man, it's okay, but for a woman, it's quite difficult. So then she looks at it and she goes, well, there's this guy over here. She's 24 years old. There's a guy over here. He's 35. He's a multimillionaire. He's gone through all the shit. He's got all the time in the world, all the money in the world. We can fly first class, private, wherever. We can go anywhere we want to go. On a Tuesday, you know, that's a male meta. That's a male meta. That's wildly effective. Why? Because it's exciting. It's not accessible. You know, guys who are like, oh, I make 50K per year, I'm a high value man. It's like, so do the women you're trying to date. Now, is that a good wage? Yeah, 100%. And congratulations for achieving it, because it's not easy. But there's a lot of women earning that money too. So it's, you know, unless you're just going to be on each other's level and just doing fun shit together, which is somewhat of a meta in this generation now. You know, if you want to touch the true meta, it's incredible levels of wealth. And if it's not incredible levels of wealth, it's an incredible life setup. Okay, so where like you could be making 6,000 to 8,000 per month, but you don't have a boss. You can make that from home, which means 7 days a week you're free. Which means if she wants to quit and just kind of live with you, and you two can just fly around the world, you know, just doing fun shit all the time, and you're still being paid from a laptop, or, you know, whether it's just residual or whatever it might be, you're still getting paid, okay? That is a meta, because it's like, I've got access to things that you didn't. So a woman could be making 50K per year, but she's sat at an office desk and it's raining and she's bored and she's pissed off with life. Then she looks at your life and you're flying around the world, you're enjoying yourself. Like, that is appealing, okay? What the fuck does this guy do? That has become like the new meta. Travel, culture, excitement, doing fun stuff with your life. You know, that has become the new meta. It's no longer look at me with my big stately home, I've got millions in the bank. It's kind of like, yeah, well, like but what are you doing with it? Like, that is the new male meta. Like, your life setup, what are you doing with that money? Are you making hundreds of thousands per year, but you're always in the office? Because that's not that attractive. Or are you making 100,000 per year or 80,000 per year, but you're traveling all the time? You've got a really cool life. You're always doing fun shit. You're always posting about it. That is, for me, the new male meta. Okay. And I think we're seeing the back end of the alpha male. You know, I've got lots of money. I'm a big, aggressive guy. You have to be with me. I think that's fading away. I think that's why we're seeing guys like Pete Davidson. I think that's why we're seeing guys like that date really, you know, the top level women, or at least beautiful women. Like, that's why he's dating them, these celebrities, because he's offering something new. He's offering like fun, enjoyment, humor. Like, the money's there and it's in the background, but he's offering something completely different. Just a down to earth, relaxed, come and have fun with me persona. Let's go and do some fun, cool shit. Let's just go to the beach and smoke weed. And they're like, yeah, fine, let's go. Like, this is almost becoming the new meta now, where you just have to have a cool life setup. You just have to have fun shit going on. If you're some big burly guy walking around juiced up to the girls on steroids, trying to fight everybody in sight, it's just not going to work anymore. You know, you want to be the guy who's on his private jet going to, doesn't even have to be a private jet, but you're at the airport, just taking pictures at the airport, dressed really nice and fucking smile on your face, and you're enjoying life and you're happy. Because this is one thing you have to understand, is we're past that depressive human stage now. No longer, I think I just moved the camera, sorry guys. No longer are we, you know, going through, the majority of us, no longer are we going through famines anymore. You know, in the UK, I don't know many people that can't just go to Tesco or McDonald's and grab food, okay? It's not ideal, but, you know, we have that option. Everybody has the option now of going to the gym. Everyone has access to like steroids and stuff like that. So it's the meta is always, what do people not have access to? And more and more people are making more and more money. You know, more money to the point. From a normal 9 to 5 job now, you can make 50K per year, and quite quickly, quite easily. And that means that you've then got access to, you get a mortgage, you can have a couple kids, you can settle down. So that's become normal. Okay, and there's a lot of women who do want that. They're just like, hey, I just want somebody who's on that level, who's a life partner, who I can have fun with. That's, you know, their meta. I just want a guy who is a decent guy, who is humorous, I can have a good conversation with, who is fun, because they don't need any of the protection and stuff anymore. They don't need the big You know, alpha male strutting around. You know, is it great in the bedroom? Hence why a lot of women cheat. Yeah, so it's still a meta there. It's like a large penis will always be a meta because it's just what are you gonna do to trump that? It's just always been there. It's always a thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how that would change. So that's why that's always stayed in place. Um, but the biggest meta in this generation, I think, is a byproduct of money, and it's not money directly. It's a byproduct of it, which is the life that you can build with that money and the excitement that you can, the perceived excitement that you give off to the world. Okay, am I going to be with this guy and he's just going to be talking about himself and his money? Does he love himself? Is he, is he too busy for me and stuff like that? Or has he got to a point in his life where he can do fun shit, that we can do that together? We can travel the world. We can go to all these nice places. I don't think there's many women on planet Earth who, if she had, like, let's say 4 days off and she was planning to spend it at home, if you just said to her, hey, do you want to come to, like, Milan for 4 days? I'll pay for everything. Let's go. The flights are booked. We've got, like, first class waiting for us, or, a private jet waiting for us. I don't see many women that are going to go, nah, I think I'll stay at home. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be, yeah, let's go. Okay. And if you're living in America, it might be, a trip to somewhere else. But I just don't know many women that would say no to that. And that's because that is wildly inaccessible for the average person. For the average person, it's Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job. And on weekends, you have just about enough money to do what you want to do within reason. It's comfortable. You go out for a couple drinks, you have a meal with friends, you do a little bit of shopping. It's normal, disposable income lifestyle. But let's travel whenever we want. Let's go and do cool shit. We've got the best view. We're staying at the nicest hotels. We're going to that event. We're going to go to, like that movie premiere. Stuff like that. It's just like, I couldn't do that without you. And that is why that has become the male meta now. And I think the alpha male stuff, although it will get you sex, because it will always be, for sex, it's always going to be a meta, because I want somebody powerful, I want somebody with good genetics, so that'll always be there. But in terms of dating, relationships, I'd say standardized attraction, I think it's become, what do you do in your life? How cool is your life? Okay, because I'm a prime example of this. I'm making a lot of money. My life is great for me, but I'll be honest, it's pretty boring right now because I'm just working on business stuff. I'm just focused on this one thing right now, which is a streaming platform, and making sure that gets ticked. It's a lifetime goal, and all the products have just been done. So it's been like 5-6 years of sacrifice, not really, yeah, I'm in a penthouse and stuff like that, and I do cool shit now and again, but it's just like, it's not that exciting. It's not the life I want to live. I'd much rather be traveling, going around the world, doing fun stuff, going, all this sort of stuff, going to sports events. I'd love to be at the World Cup in Qatar right now. Like, I would have gone. I would have 100% gone. I'll definitely go to the one in America. I'll probably spend like 2 months, 3 months in America when that happens. I think that'll be so much fun, and that's when it's like, wow, look at this guy's life. This guy's life's so cool. And as of March, I've said to myself, there's no more 15 grand a month or 15.5 grand a month going into the streaming platform. Okay, well, let's take that budget and just use that for fun shit. Remember when I said to you guys, balling on a budget? I'll just like fly to Paris, fly to Milan, just document it all. Just go and do cool shit. Just go and rent a car and just drive around fucking Europe and just go and do loads of fun shit. Just fly to different regions of the world. Just live this crazy lifestyle where it's just like, how the fuck is that real life? I'm going to do all of that around about March onwards, maybe Aprilish. And that will be an absolute game changer, because I've often said to you guys, if you want to be the most attractive man you could possibly be the calmest guy in the room, have residual money coming in so you don't have to actually work. Like, you can put a little bit of work in, you don't have to do too much, okay, but your life is less stressful. You can sleep properly, just get in decent shape, smell good, dress good, etc. And then travel a fuck ton and document it and post about it. like your DMs, your, whatever it might be, whatever platform you're on, whatever it might be, will just be getting lit up left, right, and center. Okay? It's not, look at me in my gold Ferrari. It's, I'm having fun, I'm smiling, I'm doing fun shit, I'm enjoying myself. That is the meta now. That is the meta. That's what people want to see. This whole generation has become massively aware of energies. It's just positive energy, negative energy, toxic energy. Like, people have become very aware of it, and I feel like the guys who are just like happy and content in themselves, who are just doing fun shit, who have got a smile on their face all the time, they're, it's just going really well. Well, it doesn't have to be a smile on the face, but you just seem like, I'm fucking happy. I'm doing fun shit. I'm doing what I want to do every single day. There's an energy there. Okay, I know it within myself. If I'm sat around working, it's been a very tough day, you walk down on the street, you're just low energy, you're kind of lethargic, your shoulders are down, you just feel a little bit shit. You're just trying to get away from people. You don't really want to be seen. You just want to keep your head down. You can't be bothered. If you saw the world's most beautiful woman, you probably wouldn't go over and approach her. You'd just be like, oh, I'm not in the fucking mood today. She's beautiful, but I don't fucking care. Everything's negative and toxic. Whereas it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but this is a perfect example. Payday. I remember when I was in a 9 to 5 job, every payday my energy was up. I felt fucking amazing. And I remember back then, this is how I knew that energies was a real thing. Because back then I looked like a spud face, and I was like 70 kilograms. I looked terrible. You guys know this. You've seen the images. And I would walk out of work every day, like shit, got no money, fuck me, I'm working hard, I'm tired. On payday, I was like, hey, I'm going home, I'm gonna go and see my girlfriends, I spend the weekend with my dog. This is gonna be so cool. We're gonna go and, we've got spare money, let's go out for some meals. That new movie's out, we're gonna go and watch that. And I'd be walking back with a spring in my step. You'd be getting looks off women, they'd be staring at you on the tube. It was an energy thing. And I think that is the meta now. Okay? If then coupled with a lifestyle that most people cannot achieve, you've hit the male meta. Okay, does the outlier male effect still work? Is it still effective? The straight 7 across the board? Yeah, 100%. As long as one of those 7s is life setup. As long as it's my life is pretty fucking cool. As long as one of those 7s as well is like personality. You can't be a guy now who's just losing his rag. Am I a high testosterone guy who's aggressive? Yes, when I need to be. But when I'm hanging out with women, I'm not like, well, come on then, hurry up. That generation of men is gone. Okay, you need to be like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I don't mind. That's fine. Let's go and do this. It sounds fine. Yeah, it's cool. Fuck that guy. He's obviously got issues. That's the energy that they want you to give out now. Coupled with, like I said, a real cool fucking life. Now, achieving that amazing life is the hard part. That's very difficult. That's very difficult to do. That's by far the hardest part, because you have to do what I've done, where you sacrifice in the early years. You have to put the work in. You have to create a situation where you are making thousands per day, even if you take a day off, because then that way you can hop on a flight on a Wednesday. You can go with a girl for 2-3 days, and she's just going to be like, well, nobody else has done this with me. Like, this is incredible. Okay, like that. That's become the meta now, and that's how a lot of men are living. A lot of men are just country hopping, just going to different places. Let's see how we feel. Let's go there. Let's go here. It's like I said, rarity, accessibility. That's the new meta. Guys who are Mr. Internationals. I'm not talking about Pitbull, but like guys who are Mr. Internationals, who can just get up and go wherever they want. Hey, do you want to go to the World Cup in Qatar? Oh my God, yeah, I'd love to. Bang, let's go. Like that. Do you know what I mean? That's a game changer. Like, oh, the French Open is next. Like, it's not, but the French Open is next month. Do you want to go? I've got tickets. Do you want to go and watch some of the game? Yeah, oh my God, I'd love to. It's stuff like that now. It's like you're doing cool shit that other people can't do. Personally, that's what I see as the male meta. Like, you got the type of house where you can throw the fucking coolest parties. Like, you can have an unbelievable party at your house. Everybody wants to be there. Everyone always has a fun time. That's, it's just like that house is just going to have so many people there. Everybody's going to want to be there. All the girls are going to be like, whose house is this? Like, who this? It's like, that's cool life setup. Do you know what I mean? That's something that stands out. Whereas if you just live in like a 1-bedroom flat and you try and throw a party and everyone's sat on mattresses, it suits some girls, like the stoner heads, but I think everyone else is just going to be like, well, I want more. I want more from life. I want to do more stuff. I want more fun stuff. I want somebody who's enjoyable. I want somebody who can keep me on my toes. I want somebody who I don't know what he's going to do next. I want somebody who can show me things that I've never seen before, who can educate me on the world. That is the male meta, to say it for the 100th time. But it's nice to be back, guys. I'll speak to you all soon.